Crowds of Americans and other foreigners lined up at installations around Saigon waiting for buses was the cue.
April 30th, 1975, the North Vietnamese forces were closing in on Saigon, and former CBS News correspondent Ed Bradley filed this report detailing the dramatic evacuation.
There were desperate scenes with families separated and crying out for help.
Thousands were evacuated as years of fighting finally came to a halt. The fall of Saigon marked the end of the Vietnam War, all the while marking the beginning of a new life for the Vietnamese refugees.
The welcome that we received from the people of Fort Smith was unbelievable. It's actually all positive. I don't have any bad memories.
Hui Tran Berger was 6 years old when she and her family arrived at Fort Chaffee just 2 days after the fall of Saigon.
We escaped the city right before, pretty much as it fell.
Hui says she'll never forget that first day on American soil, a day that city officials had been preparing for.
It was a cool, cloudy, rainy day. It was drizzling a little bit. One of the memories that I remember, of course, is the welcoming, the people on the side of the road, waving the American flag, lots of people, and it was just a very warm welcome.
She and her family lived at the refugee camp for more than 2 months before getting out on their own. Recently, after 40 years, Hui returned to Fort Chaffee for the first time.
Which number was yours?
1642 would have been right here. This would have been it right here.
1642.
1642.
Who all was with you when you arrived?
My family, my mom and dad, 5 brothers and 4 sisters, and one of my brother's friend that came with us.
You want to walk over through here?
Yeah, I'd love to.
The building she stayed in is no longer there, but she did take a tour of one that's very similar.
This is what I remember, the beds. That's exactly it. We had bunk beds in ours, so it would be closer to this one.
She says it was the first bed she was able to call her own, but it wasn't much of a bedroom.
They would give us things to hang. We just had the military blankets. That's what I remember hanging from it.
For privacy.
Yeah.
Hui says she didn't spend much time inside the barracks until it was time for bed. The front steps, however, were a different story.
The steps, I remember, because my sister and I took one of the few pictures we had from the camp right on the steps. My favorite spot was always the top step, because I was short. This is pretty much my sister and I. This is our spot.
From there, we traveled to the chapel.
I don't think this has changed that much.
This is where Hui took her first communion.
It was very important to my parents, obviously, more so to them at that time, but now it means more to me because I was able to do it right here in this place. I was the one left that hadn't received First Communion, so I know it was very important to my parents that I got it. I was in the first pew, so I would be right there.
Just around the corner, in a back hallway of the chapel, a unique reminder of the Asian influence at Fort Chaffee.
Oh yes, Dang Yang. That's the newspaper that I think that was produced here, right here in the camp by the refugees. And I think what you'll find is newspaper is used for everything, for wrapping, for cleanliness. For Asians, they want to cover things that aren't pretty, so this lines it up a little bit, but I think it's a way of covering it to give it a layer, because this is where the sacraments would probably be kept. It's just out of respect.
The same sort of respect that Hui says she and her family were treated with from the first day they arrived.
We met a lot of the military folks, the men and women who served here, and they were so wonderful to us, even though there was a language barrier. You know, I think it's the smiles.
Right.
It definitely gave us a sense of security and the friendliness that they showed, the kindness. It's amazing, but truly a smile goes a long ways.
Come on.
Carlette Metcalf spends most of her time in the stables.
I was a horseback rider, a horse trainer, so I was always go, 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 go.
But shortly after getting married in July of 2012, her health took a turn for the worse.
It was a trying time for us because of the unknown.
I dropped down to 85 pounds, couldn't eat. I really couldn't do anything. My son plays AAA ball. He went to the World Series. I couldn't go. And that was the worst thing.
With her husband by her side, Carlette kept searching for answers.
October 2012, No one could figure out what was wrong, so he took me to Mayo Clinic.
Spent about 17 days going through some diagnosis to find what the issues were.
Carlette was diagnosed with hepatitis C, genotype 1. And to make matters worse, she was told by 3 physicians she was not a candidate for the treatment because it would likely kill her.
It was a hopeless situation for me. I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. I was lost.
So Carlette started researching different pharmaceutical companies and medications, hoping to find a treatment that could work for her. And finally, in December of 2013, a sign of hope.
I remember the date was December 6th because it said December 6th, the FDA just approved a new drug, Sovaldi, from Gilead.com, and it will cure hepatitis C in 12 weeks.
With nothing to lose, Carlette quickly got her hands on Sovaldi and started the daily regimen, 1 pill every day for 84 days. She then went through a series of blood tests to see if the hepatitis C virus was still showing up, and all the results came back the same. Carlette had been cured of a once incurable disease. Now, with a new outlook on life, Carlette is on a mission to make sure others know about the new treatment options.
This could save their life. This could change their whole family. They can be there to see their kids. They can be there to see their grandkids. I want to be there to see my son play in the next tournament.
She's been given a second chance at life, and now she's doing her part to pay it forward.
I want to help other people know what's going on and to get cured.
Just, where's everybody going?
P.O. Box 1663.
But what's the place called?
It ain't. No name, no street signs. Welcome to nowhere.
Los Alamos, circa 1943, it set the stage for incredible advances in nuclear physics while also becoming a home to many families and members of the United States Armed Forces. This exterior set has been built in Santa Fe, which is where Manhattan is currently being filmed. It's only about 45 minutes southeast of Los Alamos, where all of this once existed.
The work that they've done to build this world is extraordinary.
It takes an incredible imagination to make the fabric of this place so beautiful and believable.
That week we save could be the week that matters.
According to the actors, it's sets like this that make their job that much easier.
Usually you're on a sound stage where all the air is canned, and this is you open a door and look outside, and you're really looking outside.
And the dust blows in your face.
The dust blows in, and so you're like, it's instant atmosphere.
You spend so much time sort of internally trying to figure out your character and wrap your head around it that you come in and all this sort of external work supports all the sort of preparation you've done.
And with all the attention to detail, some of the actors say stepping onto the set is like stepping back in time.
Just being able to walk through the town and then like open the door to my house and go in and like hang out in my bedroom and read magazines from the 40s. It's just cool, like I get to live in that world.
Should never have come back.
We end it here.
The response has been incredible.
It's the kind of show that already, I think, attracted a very intense following. People who like it love it.
People seem to really respond to the material and the characters and the relationships. It's exciting, and you feel excited to keep you want to keep making more to keep these people happy.
I think they seem really amped and excited for season 2. They're excited to see where it's going to go, and so are we. It's nice that we don't always know exactly where it's going to end up. They keep a little bit of mystery for us.
If you liked what you saw in the first season of Salem, you're in for a treat with season 2. The witches are back with a new addition.
We're going to serve them up a doozy of a season 2.
Say hello to Lucy Lawless, who gained international fame as Xena. The former warrior princess joins the cast of Salem as Countess Marburg.
Who are you?
Last of the true witches.
I went and watched the series and saw this exquisite acting, and the way it's shot is incredibly beautiful, and I wanted to be part of it.
It's not just the cast that's expanding, the already impressive set is also getting bigger. Part of this replica of 17th century Salem includes Mary's Alley. This is basically Main Street through town, where you find places like the Apothecary, the brothel, even Salem Inn. 40 buildings total make up this exterior set, 7 of which were built just for the new season, and the creative team says it's this incredible set
It helps make it all so realistic.
I can point my camera in any direction I want, and we are literally 300 years ago. And bringing the actors into that world as well, along with the costumes and everything, you just start to believe everything, and everything just comes to life. That's pretty magical.
I think it's exciting, seeing a new addition to
Knocker's
the world
Hole.
that we've already built, Knocker's Hole, and it makes you feel good about your work, good about yourself, good about the project that they're adding to it and believing in it. You hope that happens every year.
And the creators say further expansion of the set is already underway.
We can grow this town a little bit more every year and show more different sides of it, and the ships that we're building up there behind us too, so it's growing all the time.